So another pattern that we run into a lot in microservice architectures is this idea of an API gateway. As you start to scale out a system into tens and hundreds of services, and you start to think about building user interface clients for a system like that, you start to ask, how can I bring hundreds of services together into a user interface? If I'm building an iPhone application, do I need to, from that application, talk to and deal with the responses from hundreds of services? And what if those services don't speak protocols that my application can handle? A lot of these services are just not designed with that in mind. So the API gateway is a pattern that represents a service at the edge of the architecture, and its responsibility is to sort of apply the dependency inversion principle to the architecture and work on the behalf of the client to aggregate and transform the responses from services into something that's useful for that particular device, as well as do things like protocol translation, and as well as employ concurrency to efficiently aggregate those responses so that we actually reduce the latency as well as the network round trips associated with the device, so that the device can still be responsive and we also don't kill the battery, two things which are certainly going to get someone to delete your application from their phone. So in many cases, the pattern is a surefire way to help people actually not delete your app from their phone, which is the last thing that we want. We want people to be using these systems. So we'll look at how this pattern can help us do that.